Choosing not to speak at the right moments is not always easy. It takes awareness to recognize when words would inflame rather than illuminate. It takes restraint to hold back thoughts that may be true but not helpful. It takes maturity to understand that not every thought needs immediate expression.
Silence speaks where language breaks. And holds the weight that words can't take.
Welcome back. If it's your first time around this neck of the woods, this is a space where we explore the deeper roots of the ideas that quietly shape our lives. You know, the ideas that influence how we believe, how we relate, and how we make meaning. Today, I want to reflect on a simple but powerful proverb. Silence is also a form of speech. At first, it seems contradictory. Speech, after all, is what we say. Silence is what we don't say. But in real life, silence is rarely empty. It communicates. It can signal restraint or care. It can signal discomfort. It can even signal wisdom. Sometimes it can speak more truthfully than words. In a world of constant expression, social media, fast reactions, endless commentary, silence can feel countercultural. It's easy to mistake it for weakness or avoidance or uncertainty. Yet across spiritual traditions, silence is recognized as a spiritual discipline and a practice. For example, in many indigenous North American traditions, silence is a practice of listening and learning from the world around us. Among the Lakota, for example, young people are taught to observe quietly before speaking, especially during ceremonies or important gatherings. See, silence is not empty. It is a way to honor others, to absorb wisdom, and to sense what is unfolding in the community and in nature. Patience and respect are cultivated, showing that speech without reflection can rarely match the depth gained through listening. Silence, you see, creates space. Just as the Lakota teach that quiet observation allows one to absorb wisdom and even honor the flow of life, this space gives us room to turn inward, to listen to our own inner voice, to take stock of what's happening on the inside, and notice whether our words arise from clarity or from impulse. In this way, silence becomes a spiritual practice, a kind of filter that slows us down and allows our actions to be intentional. Choosing not to speak at the right moments isn't easy. It takes awareness, restraint, and even maturity. And that's the deeper meaning of this proverb. Sometimes what we choose not to say is just as significant as what we do say. This, by the way, doesn't mean silence is always the right response. There are moments when speaking up is necessary, like, for example, in the face of injustice or when someone needs your support. But practicing silence intentionally gives our words a chance to regain the weight they ought to carry. When we pause and reflect and allow space, what we say becomes clearer, more deliberate, and even more meaningful. Look, if you'd like to explore this further, I've created an extended reflection on the spiritual dimensions of silence with even more words, pun intended. That reflection is available on Patreon. I'll leave the link to that in the description below. So at the end of the day, maybe the invitation here is this: reconsider your relationship with silence. See it not as emptiness, but as participation, as awareness, as a form of communication. Because you see, in a noisy world, silence is itself a voice, a way to reflect, to be present, and even to connect. I invite you to practice this intentionally. Take moments each day to step back, to notice what's within, and to listen. You may discover a form of wisdom that words alone cannot convey. So thank you for taking this time to reflect, because learning how and when to be silent truly matters.
The loudest river is not always deep. The wisest heart does not always speak. Silence speaks where language breaks and holds the weight that words can take. Some voices rise without a sound. Some truths in silence still are found.